Alright, it's time for the solutions for the histograms assignment. On this guy, you need to create for yourselves on each of these, make yourself a frequency table, and then use that to help you make a histogram on the right side. I've already done quite a bit of work on this, and mostly because I didn't want to bore you with having me just write tick marks and numbers, or count things. And so to kind of speed the process along, I've already figured out some of the things. So I've made this frequency table. Over here on the left are the intervals. Most of these intervals have a little typo on one end or the other. This one, it's right here. It doesn't go 9 to 10. It has to go 9 to 11. Each of these intervals is the same width. And you make sure they end up being the same width. And these numbers over here are how many numbers in this data set up here fall in this interval. And so if you look through here, there are 7 numbers that go from 0 to 2, and then 5 that go from 3 to 5, 10 that go from 6 to 8, and then 9 of them in there that go from 9 to 11. Okay, and once you have that frequency table, you come over here to the histogram part, and on these histograms, I'm just putting the end point on these intervals rather than writing out 0 to 2 and 3 to 5 and things like that. I just put the beginning one because the right number is not included on this side, it's included on the other side. And so when you get over here, you need to make a bar that's 7 tall that covers the 0 to 2 range. And so this bar is going to go up to 7. I draw a bar, and it goes like that. And it should be the width of that interval. That way when you get to the next one, which is only going to be 5, it's going to be touching the next one. And each one, they touch the ones on this side. The next one's going to be 10 tall. We got that bar. And then the last one's going to be 9 tall, which is just a little bit shorter. Yeah, I'll try to make that one. There we go. So now that's 9. And there you go. You got your histogram. And so that's what's going on in all of these. Here's my frequency table for this data set. It's got the same intervals as the previous one. Just things are distributed a little bit differently. There's a lot more numbers. And there's 15 in that category, 13 in that one. So when I made my my height here, I had to change it. It has to go up to 15. I usually do a little bit past, just so you have some headroom up there. So this first interval, 0 to 2, has 8. So I'm going to go up to 8. Draw myself the bar. And the next one goes all the way up to 15. So I go all the way up to 15. Draw my box like so. And the next one goes to 7. And that one's not very square. And then the last one is 13 tall, which is, whoops, which is going to be about this tall. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Alright, moving on to the next one. These ones have a different intervals. This should be 1 to 15 instead of 0 to 15, because 0 to 15 is one bigger than all the other intervals, as it has one more number. So 1 to 15, and that's fine. It won't really change what's in the interval. There's 5 numbers in that one, and you can see how many are in these ones. These ones are fairly evenly distributed. This 91 here doesn't have a home, and so whether or not you say it should belong here, well, technically it doesn't belong in the last interval. It would belong in the next one, but you might have considered that a typo, and so you might have include it in the next one. Anyway, we have a lot that are 5 tall, but nothing beyond 6, and so my vertical axis doesn't go up very high. First one goes up 5, though. And then the next one goes up 3. Okay, so this is the first one. The next one's 3 tall. Sorry, I got interrupted there. So that one's only 3 tall. The next one's 6. So we go all the way up to 6. Draw my bar. And then the next 3 are just 5 tall. So really, I could go like this. and add some vertical line part. Those are all going to be 5 tall. And this last one, if you were to extend it, would be 1 tall. This is the 91 piece there. Anyway, so that number 4, the distribution is a little bit different again. 1 to 5, 6 to 8, and so on and so forth. This should be 1 to 5 instead of 0 to 5. Anyway, so those are the frequencies there. It goes up to 10, so that's why my y-axis goes up to 10 and beyond. The first one, the first interval of numbers includes 7 entries, and then the next one has 5, and then the next one has 10, and go up to 10, and the next one has 6, so you go up to a height of 6, and the next one goes up to 4, and the last one has a height of 2, because there's only 2 numbers in that interval. Ta-da! Histogram! Next one, the intervals are again a little bit different, but these ones are actually correct on the paper, so there's no typo there. Anyway, you get these frequencies, they go up to 10, and so my y-axis again goes to 10. The first interval is actually one that has 10 numbers in it. So I'm going to make a histogram 10 tall. Well, that bar 10 tall. The next one is 7 tall. And the next one's only 2. So it goes up to 2. The next one is 10, just like the first one. And the last one is 5. So go up to 5. And that one's too wide. There we go. And we got that histogram. And then our last histogram, there's actually a typo on both sides. It should be 8.1 to 10, and over here it should be 0.1. So sorry about that. I'll fix it in the future. Anyway, you get this frequency too. You have to count them out. You have to be a little bit careful. All the decimal numbers can be confused with the commas. So yeah, be careful. First interval, though, has 8 in it, so I can go up to 8. And draw that. And the next one has 4 in it, so I can go up to 4. And then the next one is going to be 6 tall, because there's 6 numbers in it, like so. And then the next one also has 6 in it. And the last one has 2, so I make that 2 tall. And there you go. So those are the histogram ones. And that brings us to our last question, where we have this lovely histogram here. You have to remember that on these intervals, the left number is included, but the right one is not. So this would be like the interval from 30 to 32.99999, but not including 33. That'd be included in the next interval. So keep that in mind as we answer these. What is the interval size for this histogram? Well, it's 3. From 30 to almost 33, that'd be a size of 3. Or you can think of it just how wide, or how far is it between the numbers? How many people are less than 45 inches tall? Well, 45 is here. So everything on this side, we would have 21 here, and then 11 here, 3 here, and 3 here. 3 plus 3 is 6 plus 11, 17 plus 21 would be 38. And how many people are at least 39 inches and no more than 51? So at least 39 is here, and no more than 51. So that'd be here, and we'd have to include all those numbers there. So there's 5 there, and then 7 there. 5 plus 7 is 12, plus 11 is going to be 23, plus 21 is going to give you 44. Yeah, I think so. 23 plus 21, yeah. And then how many people less than 42 inches tall? Well, 42 is here. The number less than that, you got 11 plus 3 plus 3, 6 plus 11, which is 17. And then the next one, how many people are in line? Well, we already got a bunch of these. The next one, we have 18 people there, and then 23 people there, 19 people in that section, and then one person in that section, and then you have to add those up. I'm going to use a calculator real quick, and punching all those in. Oh, hold on one second. Man, I almost forgot the one on the end there. That comes out to 111 people. And if this was a lunch line at school, would this be an elementary school, middle school, or a high school? Well, looking at these heights, look at the lowest amount. If some person is 30 inches tall, they're pretty darn small. That's less than 3 feet tall. And then over here, we have people in the 60 inches tall range. And so, and that's only like 5 feet. 60 inches is 5 feet. And so everyone here is less than 5 feet tall, which would be more like elementary school. And so, I'm not going to write all this out for you, but elementary school would be most likely. And there you go.